Welcome to the weekly Q&A live, and we're gonna jump into questions, and I want to ask these questions all around property, and let's step into it. So we have Melody asking a question here. So Melody is asking, going to view a property for sale that has been split into three flats, all currently tenanted. Option to buy the whole property with freehold. What specifics should I be aware of and on this kind of deal? That might be different from a straight buy to let. Any specific questions I should be asking the estate agent? Brilliant, Melody. First of all, can I just say I'm loving the fact that you're taking action and you're looking at these types of deals. Brilliant. And I know when you started your journey and where you are right now. If you're wondering why I'm saying this, if you're watching this, well, because Melody is part of our Premier Property Inner Circle. These questions I've got here, which I'm going to just read off the cuff, as usual, are from our Premier Property community. And if you're joining me here, maybe it's the first time, or second time, or third time, and maybe you're a regular attendee here, my aim, of course, is to answer your specific property questions, and that's what we're doing. And my name is Kam Dovedi. I'm the founder of Premier Property. So, Melody, your question is a good one. Now, one of the key things that you want to be aware of when you're looking at these types of projects is to make sure there's a certificate of compliance for those free flats within that freehold building. I love the fact that you're looking at a freehold building because, of course, that gives you so much more perspective on what you can be doing with that building. However, you do want to be making sure those flats are actually flats, not just a property that's been carved up into three illegal units. Very important that you check this. So the key question there, like what I say, is to ask for the certificate of the lawfulness of the fact that those if those conversions have been done a little while back, that you've got that from the council, or you want to see the building the reports themselves that those new builds, if they're new builds, have been built in accordance with building regs, and that will be all available online within the planning portals. So that's the big one there. Loving what you're doing there, Melody. Moving forward, we have another question here by Delvinder. So Delvinder has just joined us recently, part of our Premier Property community, like what I say. And the question is, so it's all around calculating profit margins. So Delvinder is saying, hi, should we first calculate an expected profit margin based on the asking price, or instead of a negotiated price? So should you be actually working at the profit margin on the asking price? How should you actually work this out? How do you work out the purchase price is what I'm getting from this question. So Delvinder, the way we do this at Premier Property is every single deal that we do, we'll always start from the top of the end value. So you work out what the end value is for that property. And from there, yes, you're quite right. You want to add in your margin, because this is why you're doing this, right? Part of your as an investor, as a developer. So your commercially accepted margin that you want to be aware of is 20%. Now, of course, it's at your discretion. You can choose whatever number works for you. But if you're getting finance on that, then typically 20% uplift will be required. Will be a good margin, in fact, to be using. So you can use that 20%. So you have your top number. You take out your normal expenses. Your upfront fees and so on, and solicitors' costs, etc., stamp duty and all that, and then you take out from there also is your profit margin. At Premier, we normally add in the finance element as well. So how much is that finance going to cost you over that period of time? So if you're like us, that's what you do as well. And then what you've got is once you deduct all of these, what you find is you come up with a figure, and that is actually your purchase price, with all your expenses and all your profit margin added in. I know I said that quite quickly. You can rewind this, listen back to it. It's all recorded. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't you? Of course, you can subscribe if you're enjoying these. If you're liking the vibe, if you're liking the answers, if you're liking the questions, if you're liking the fact that you're moving forward in property, then feel free to subscribe. And you can, of course, click on that bell icon to make sure that you get these videos first. And I'm doing these right now every week. I'm loving doing this, by the way. And thank you very much for your comments on saying how much you've been enjoying these. And feel free to comment if you haven't already. Yeah, we're all a family, answering questions. I love doing this every week. So, brilliant. So, Delvinder, I hope that helps. I've said that quite quickly. Yes, that's there for you. Next question here is from Ellen. And Ellen Erickson is asking, one of our regular listeners and question askers and person moving forward. So Ellen is asking the question of, hi Cam, how can we do a fair background check on a freeholder? Their associated management company, which we have a sale agreed with. When searching on Google, we can find some bad reviews, says Ellen here. Interesting. But how can we check if this is a representative of their performance, or is it just someone just saying stuff? And are they more official channels? What can we check? So we're going to answer this one right now. I'm going to answer that question, but as I'm answering this question, I'm seeing we've got a number of our team here. We've got Alex here saying great question, great answer as always. Thank you, Alex. Very kind of you. Ivana's saying something here as well. Great, just can we do it top up the head of the viewing? Loving it. Yes. Right, okay, Ivana. Adam Wu's here as well. Adam, I am so surprised that you're not having internet issues, because every week you have an internet issue. Today, you've got on. Oh my God. Following question on flats. You got a question there. Well, we'll have a look at your question as well, Adam. Okay, so question, Ellen. So one of the ways that you can actually check in on freeholders. Now, freeholders, of course, will typically have a company. That's where it'll be. So as a company, Company's House is a wonderful resource. So you can jump onto Company's House very quickly. You can very quickly, in a bit of a nutshell, you can get all the answers that you want. You can find out what kind of company it is, what their balance sheet is in terms of how much rent. What am I saying? Come on, stay with the plan, Cam. What I'm saying is you can check on Company's House what the SIC codes are, what the SIC codes are. I'm in a bit of a funny mood today. I mean, it is near Christmas, and by the way, yeah, happy Christmas and happy New Year to you if you're watching this. Exciting times, right? Yeah, lockdown 2, 3, 4 tier, whatever it is, but we're making property work, aren't we? Yeah, right. Get to the point, Cam. Okay, so Ellen, check in with the SIC code on Company's House. You can find out what kind of classification it is. Also, you can have a look at the actual accounts. Normally, they're going to be the abbreviated accounts that are on Company's House, but you can normally get a lot from that. Have a look at their turnover. You can have a look at all that. You can find out who the directors are. You can do a little bit of a social media check on the directors if you want to. There's quite a lot there. Any charges that the directors have, or the company has, in fact, you can also find on there. You can also find out the date of births of the directors, and you can check it on LinkedIn, so you can sort of take that data and you can repurpose that data and check it on social media sites, like I say. So you can get quite a lot of information from there to help you to really move forward. Now, on a separate note, what you could also be doing is you could also be asking any long-standing tenants that are there, long-standing owners of leaseholds there, what their experiences are, and that is just knocking on the door and just finding out from that. So that's what you can be doing, and yes, so quite a lot there to be thinking about. To be fair, quite simple when you do it, and you can do this, Ellen. So I hope that answers your question. Amy is saying great questions. Thank you, Amy. Lovely to know that you're here. And Adam's question has just gone somewhere. Oh, here it is. So Adam, I'm going to add this one in for you. So Adam is asking, following question on flats with freeholds, does separate council tax confirm the flats are self-contained lawfully? Interesting. And also, there's another bit. Lawfully converted with planning permission, although planning history does not show such conversions. So you're quite right, Adam. So council tax, in my experience, does help for you to assess whether those flats are independent. However, it's not enough, because in some HMOs, the councils have imposed these council taxes on literally rooms where they are like studio rooms scenarios. So it doesn't actually give you the whole truth. It gives you some of the truth, but you want the whole truth. And the whole truth is just ask for the certificate of lawfulness, as I mentioned earlier. And also, if it's a new build kind of scenario, then check in to make sure that on the planning side, there was permission. Okay, so, right, moving forward then. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to this channel, because pretty hot questions, right? And I like to think, yeah, I was just saying, I like to think I'm doing my best to answer these questions for you as well. So moving forward, we have another question here by Phil. Phil Donovan, a businessman, over the decades and now into property investing and developing. Question being asked is, hi Cam, is there a website or other sites where I can find estimated square foot values or square meterages in differing geographical areas with the definitions of residential, storage, shop, restaurant, offices, etc. To quickly evaluate if a shop or other commercial building has a potential to make sufficient profits per square feet to cover the costs of refurb or build? I like your detailed question there, Phil. So I'm going to share with you another way of doing this. So if you're asking, if I'm understanding your question correctly, if you're asking, well, how do you actually find out, how much it's going to cost you to renovate or build? Well, here are some numbers that I can throw out here for you, which you can use as first level due diligence. So here are some numbers. Now remember, these are not numbers from Rick's Valuers. These are numbers from Premier Property. I'm just an active investor developer. Been doing this for a little while. Been investing in property for the last 29 years. And yes, there have been learnings for sure. And all I'm sharing here with you is, how I've overcome my mistakes and, so that you can do these things faster and better, really, isn't it? Yeah. You can always make new mistakes, can't you? Yeah. Right. So, Phil, answering your question, so here are some numbers for you. Okay, so new builds at Premier Property, we start first level due diligence, remember, first level, £2,000 per square metre. That includes the reports, that includes the various reports for the digging reports and all the rest of it, architects' fees and everything else. So we will put that into an encompassing £2,000 per square metre for new builds. Okay, if you are converting, now if there is no asbestos, then you're kind of, once you've got it into a situation where you're clear cut with what you're doing, so you know that it's going to be a conversion within that property without any asbestos, any structural walls and all of that. So put those to one side, then your conversion costs are going to be anywhere between £1,200 per square metre to £1,400 per square metre. So quick rules of thumbs. I'll share another one of my favourite ones for you. So this is for flat conversions. So when we're doing conversions, I look at it like it's a bit like Lego bricks. Yes, you heard me correctly. So remember, this is the first level due diligence. So you can actually just sort of add up, just like Lego bricks, like compartmentalize your figures. So for example, typically as a first level due diligence for a flat, you're looking at anywhere between 50 to 60k. For the whole amount of works, 50 to 60,000. That's including the refurbishment. That's including all the kitchens, the bathrooms, and everything else. So you can put that as a first level due diligence. So let's say you got 3 flats, and you're working wholesale. That could be 50, 50, 50. You very quickly know that's going to be 150,000. So these are quick numbers from Premier Property. They're not written anywhere else. These are our numbers that we use for first level due diligence. I've said that about 5 times now, haven't I? Right, first level due diligence. So there are some numbers you can use there for you, Phil. Hope that helps. Easy numbers, and you will find that you will get this right within 10%. And you should be shocked on how accurate you can get this just from those numbers, just like that. Great question, Phil, and thanks for helping other people listening to this as well. And if you haven't subscribed by now and you want to subscribe and you're here, feel free to subscribe. And I'd love to hear your comments. You know that I kind of mention this on a weekly basis. If you've got any comments, feel free to comment. And a number of you have been commenting. Any comments or any questions that you have, at Premier, we'd love to help and we'll continue to do this. So we're going to head into the final question of the week. And this is from Jenny Shireshta. Jenny is asking, there are not many houses in her goldmine area, she's saying. Even if I find it, the property sells really fast. What else could I be expecting to do? Says Jenny. Yeah, great question, Jenny. Now, here's the thing. Just because the market in your area might be heated, it doesn't mean that you need to get heated. Yeah? So what I mean is, it's about keeping your head is what we're noticing. There are people out there who are gambling. They're gambling with their property investing. And you are the person that is actually working this as a real business, because that's what you're doing, right? Whether you're new or whether you're experienced, if you're watching this, actually, I think you're actually proving the point, aren't you? You know, you're having fun, you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're loving the fact that you're actually working at it as a de-risk level, which means you can do things faster and you can do things correctly. So, Jenny, my point is, the market in your area might be overheated. There might be people that are paying top dollar for no reason, just because for some people it's better than the money sitting in the bank. But you, as an active investor, understand that, you know what, not everything's going to be a deal. And what you want is really good deals. That's what you're looking for. The deals that are going to make sense for you. And for that reason, it's all about probability. Now, here's the thing. The thing is, if you don't get active right now, I mean, you're active right now. That's great. But what I'm just saying to everybody here, if you get active right now, and you are viewing properties which are going over the price that you want to pay for them, that's okay. Because what you will be finding is that some of these properties will be coming back onto the market. Just because, in my experience, if something is just sales agreed, doesn't mean that's a legally binding contract. Typically, we find that one sale in 3 typically falls out of bed. And right now, in lockdown, in tier 3, and we're in tier 4 right now, tier 4, we're finding 1 in 2 sales are falling through. Add to that the fact that we got Christmas holidays. And I don't know why, but on the 1st of January, everybody suddenly becomes a property investor. And then what happens? 2 weeks later, those sales are falling out of bed. You're getting me a little bit excited here. And this means there is so much opportunity out there. So all you got to do is continue to view properties, pipeline them, view the property, make your notes, assess every couple of weeks what's happening with that property, and trust me, what you will find is you're going to find those bottom door deals, hot deals right in front of you amongst those properties. Yes, some of them are going to sell. Most of them are going to sell. Well, good luck to those people. You know, when the market changes, and when the market changes, you know the market changes. You know, a little bit unfortunate for those people that have overpaid and paid top dollar. You know, you keeping your head are looking for that right deal, and amongst all of that, you are going to get these. You know, that might be right now, that might be in the next month, that might be in the next 2 months, that might be in the next 3 months, but it's going to happen. And you are going to get a deal where the amount of equity you've got in that deal, Jenny, that the amount of equity you've got in there, the amount of money you made is more than the average annual UK salary. So just hang in there. You're doing the right thing. It's just a matter of probability. On that note, you guys have got me excited right now, as you can probably tell. You know, have a lovely Christmas. Have a great Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you. Now I'm going to carry this on, you know, whether it's over holidays or whatever. So I will be seeing you same place, same time next week. It's Kam Dovedi at Premier Property, helping you to take your property investing to the next level. I'll see you next week.